What is good, y'all? My name is N and welcome to another booktube video. I have a review for you guys. Look, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So, this book, alright, this is a very famous book. We all know it. One of the staples of the science fiction genre. And I got it in my hands, and I read it over the course of a good... I didn't write it down, like 5 days. It took me 5 days to read this tiny little thing. And I'll tell you why. Now, to be blunt about my feelings about this book, I really didn't like it. I've been talking to people about it for a good while, and I've looked through Goodreads, and the general consensus is that this is a brilliantly funny book. It's an incredibly innovative and a genius book for genius people, and I probably just don't get it because I'm not a genius. But the thing is, I do have some actual criticisms of it, and I can go on to that. When I go through the comment section of the Goodreads page of this book, I see a lot of comments about how this book is just such a funny book, a genius book, like I said before. But that's kind of what I see solely on the page. There's nothing else. There's nothing really going on other than, oh, this was an incredibly funny book. This takes it somewhere it's never been before. And, you know, that is not wrong, I guess. I found it a little bit funny. There were some good jokes in there. A good joke about Jesus. That was a spicy one. There's not too much about this book, honestly, that I would say is deserving of that much praise. I feel really bad being all chippy and stuff and giving this book a bad review. Reason is, I'm a real booktuber now. I re-recorded this because I was not chippy in the last one, and I feel bad because I don't want to put out a boring video for you guys. Yeah. Now, there were three main problems I had with the book. Alright, first of all, it was the general plot structure of the book. Second, it was the characters of the book. And third, it was how everything came together in the end. It was the entire just book, the concept of everything going on. And I have those are the three main problems I have with it, and I'm gonna go over each and every one of them. So the first one is plot, and I think the problem I have with the plot is how it is so non-linear. And, you know, generally, that makes it a really good book. You know, the best books are non-linear, you know, like Game of Thrones, The Stand, things like that go in all sorts of directions, are just brilliant. Okay, I love those so much. But in this book, what happens is the plot, it begins in this space where you're like, okay, what's going on? And then it just ends and it's like, okay, that doesn't matter anymore. Don't think about it. I'm gonna guess that comes back at some point in the next 4 books or something. So I'll not say anything about that. But we do end up going towards another plot. Okay, so we've got the plot. This is what it's gonna be about. It's gonna be about Earth. Yeah, it's in the first line of this, so if you don't want to hear it, just skip forward like 30 seconds. The original plot is that the Earth is gonna be destroyed. Wow. Brilliant, alright? You should know that by now. But then, what happens? Oh no, we don't do that. We have nothing to do with any of that. We just leave. What? Yep, but we have nothing to do with that plot whatsoever. We just leave that plot alone, and we just go hang out somewhere else doing something else. And it's so dumb. It's so dumb that I'm like, why are people enjoying this? Because you go off in this direction, and it has no relevance to what happened before. You know, what happened before doesn't even need to exist. There's no tie-in. It just one thing happened, then the next thing happened. And then from there, I'm like, okay, now I guess we're gonna go into the real plot. Sure. Then they just skip ahead to another one, and I'm like, dude, you're not connecting them at all. They have no connection. I'm guessing maybe they're gonna connect back in another book, but a book should hold up on its own, okay? First of all, a book should hold up on its own, and we just go to the next plot, okay? Now, maybe we're gonna stick to this plot. Yeah, we're gonna kind of stick to this plot, that works out, and then they go and do the main plot, and they solve the main plot, which is a new plot. So we're just doing a plot inside of a plot inside of a plot inside of a plot. Instead of, you know, having its own distinct main storyline, we just have this storyline that very vaguely connects to everything, you know? There's one little line that's like, it connects everything up, but so vaguely that I just did not feel satisfied. And that's a problem, you know, because it's a short book. Of course it's a short book, but I should feel satisfied at the end of this. This has very little tie-ups in it, and I don't understand why the plot is going in such odd directions, and it's not even connecting up, and I'm like, dude, we need to connect this up, or else it's not gonna work out. And it never ended up connecting up at all, and I just came away from this book so unsatisfied. And so that is my main problem with the plot put together. It was a fairly original plot, honestly. It was a good plot if it had been executed properly, but I think the execution was so bad that I don't know why people like this book. If you like this book, please, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know. I have no clue. My next problem with this book was the characters. The characters were extremely flat. Every single character. I didn't care about any of them. I messed up their names half the time. I couldn't keep their names straight, even though they were very, very distinct. I just didn't care about the characters. There was nothing that made me want to care about the characters. We were given character information at the beginning, alright? So we were given a little bit of information. Fair enough. But then we go on to never use that information whatsoever. You know, like, if I basically started a story saying, my name is Nervith and I'm a baseball player, and then we go into a story that has nothing to do with baseball, and we just end up going off on a sea on a cruise, and it has nothing to do with baseball. It has nothing, no thoughts about baseball, nothing like that. We just leave on this cruise, and it has nothing to do with anything. And you know, the characters, okay, they could have been built decently. There was everything in place so that they could have been built decently, but they're not. They're just sent off on this random mission doing nobody knows what. We don't know exactly what they're doing, really, but we're just sent off. That has no relevance to what happened in the beginning. That has no relevance to their characters. We're just sent off. And that is basically my problem number 2, which is that, you know, characters are really bad. The secondary characters are way more developed than the primary characters. They're actually good characters. If they were the main characters, I would have liked it a lot more. But they were secondary characters, and the first characters, the primary characters, had nothing to add, really. They didn't do anything at all. And it's just really, I came away from it just thinking, why did I read this? And then the third problem I had is the overall story. Although it was original, I feel like the entire absurdist plot here was taken a little bit too far. And I guess that is what people are commending. They really like the absurdist. That's the only explanation I can think of. That's why they really appreciate not tying in the plots, because that's how real life works. Plots don't often tie in, characters are not often fully expressed, and stuff like that. But, it's a story. You gotta express it a little bit, like kind of, just put it in a little bit. And so the absurdist here was taken a little bit too far. It was not satisfying. It was not good at all, in my opinion. I really want to make this video short, so I'm gonna try to end it right here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did like this video, please leave a like down below. And if you disagree with me, don't go and hit that dislike button, alright? I see you over there. Don't hit that dislike button. What I want you to do is let me know why you like the book in the comments, because I know I've been saying such bad things about this book, and I really didn't like it. And you know, I'm even rating it a 1 star, but like, I don't understand why people like it, and I would love to hear it from anybody who does like it, because I haven't heard a bad thing about this book. And people have also told me that if you reread the book, it is incredibly funny. That is where all the humor comes from. But I don't want to reread a book that I didn't like in the first place. Do you understand? It's really an odd thing. So that's gonna be my video for today. If you did like this book, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear that from you. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see any other opinions on fantasy books or other stuff. You know, fantasy right there, fantasy right there. This is technically fantasy because it's Stephen King, you know what I mean? We've got Stephen King and fantasy. Subscribe for all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. What is good, y'all? My name is N, and what is good? Again, hi.